Hey, how y'all doing today? So I just jumped on because I was sitting in my backyard waiting on my hubby to pull up. So if we're gonna, if we decide we're gonna get us something to eat or something, I don't know. But anyway, but I was just sitting here thinking about how there's like things that God put in my heart that I want to share with you guys. But then I'm like, do I share this? Should I share this? you, you know what I mean? It's so crazy to me that I can get revelations from God on some things, and I know that it's revelations that could help people. But I'm always wondering, like, should I share this? So just so y'all know that I have some struggles too. Even though I have a relationship with God, I still struggle with certain things, like what needs to be shared, what doesn't need to be shared. You know what I mean? Is the timing right? And da 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 da. I'm gonna get to deal with this curl right here. Let me just fix this real quick. But I want my video to be natural. I don't want to be trying to edit nothing, and I will in its time. You know what I mean? But I was just thinking about that, like. So one of the things I'm going to share with y'all right now is that, so I know that, I know that the people that know me know that, like, during the pandemic, I just kind of went off the grid and just really, got in God's face, wanted to talk to God, and just, he drew me back to him. I don't want to keep like taking all the credit, like, oh, I just walked on back to God. No, God drew me back to him. And thank God, I know the pandemic was horrible, but there was some good that came out of the pandemic, and anyway, but during that time, I just really, like, I realized how far apart from him I was, but close too. And that may sound kind of crazy, but it was just, I wasn't really communicating with God. He was always communicating with me, but I wasn't really doing the communicating. I'll just say that. And so the more I spend time with God, the more I realize how much he wants to spend time with me. And there are times when I get sad because I think about God's creation and how he created us with a divine purpose, and how we put him on the back burner a lot of times, you know what I mean? And I think some days, like, I'll be like, God, do you ever get lonely? Because you created all of us for your purpose, but I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, I'm thinking about myself, like the times when I wasn't walking in his purpose, you know what I mean? But how many of us, we claim God, and we have this stamp on us that we belong to him, but we don't really talk to him. And so I always think about, like, what would my relationship, so if I weighed my relationship with my husband the way I do with God, who do I talk to more? You know what I mean? In your relationships out here, do you spend more time with people than you do with God? Those are some of the things I'll be thinking about, you know what I mean? And just want to feel the heart of God more and more, you know what I mean? And you know I want to be able to feel what he feels, you know what I mean? Love what he loves, and I want to hate what he hates, because when you're in the world, there are things that you love that he is not on you with that one. You know what I mean? And so the more time you spend with him, and the more you renew your mind, you know what I mean? And really that's what it's all about, is renewing our mind, because we here on this earth. But I'm learning so much about the power of the people in Christ. I'm not talking about, people who are indwelled with all kind of powers from the world. I'm talking about those who really walk with God, and the promises that he has for us, and how he reveals his secrets to us, you know what I mean? Like, I tell people all the time, with who's going through, like, we have home court advantage. I don't care what people say, flat out, we got home court advantage when it comes to this thing here on this earth, because of who we belong to. And when you love God with your whole heart, will he not do things for us that our earthly fathers would do for us? You know what I mean? I think we've put God in a box. And so I was just, like I said, yeah, I'll be having all kind of random thoughts going on. Randomness, I'm telling you. but it's thoughts about, you know, God and who I am in him, and, you know, the people who he's called me to, the people who's been called to me. You know what I mean? I just don't want to take this thing for granted any longer. Life, I don't want to take it for granted any longer, because it's so short and we only have a limited amount of time down here on this earth. So all right, I think I'm gonna put this on my YouTube. You know, I got a lot of videos, y'all, from like that I started making probably about 2 years ago, and I'm gonna start uploading them, because there's some things I said in these videos. Some things came to pass, some things did not. God spoke to me after I put them out there, that it wasn't going to happen then. But I think I'm going to do a whole series of all these videos I have just saved up, of just random conversations that I'm having. A lot of the videos are going to be like when I would go in at work in the morning, which I still do. So I go to work, I have to be there at 8:30 in the morning, and I would get there at 7:30 every day and just go in and just record something, whether I'm just walking around the room talking, but just the thoughts, you know what I mean, you know, that I had at that time. So I can't wait to go back and revisit all of those and share them with y'all. So, all right, I gotta go. God bless y'all. Talk to you soon.